How's it going, Gord?
What are you up to now? Should be.
Hiya, Wayne.
What's happening?
Welcome to Anything Customs. My name is Matt Latino, and I'm back with another episode of the 1964 Hellcat Valiant build. It's been a little over a year since I've put out any content on this vehicle. And as you can see, our shop is absolutely packed with customer work. And unfortunately, when that happens, the personal vehicles like the Valiant get put on the back burner. Well, I've managed to free up a couple weeks to get some metal work done, so follow along as we dive back into it. In order to fit our Tremac 6-speed transmission into our 64 Valiant, we're going to have to build a new tunnel for the car. So instead of fabricating a complete new tunnel, we called up our friends at Cleveland Power and Performance, where they had a wrecked 2017 Hellcat. They cut the tunnel out complete and cut it oversized so that we can graft it into our Valiant. We're going to be using an OEM center console and shifter from a 17 Hellcat, so this is going to make installation of that center console a lot easier, and it's going to give us the proper clearance for our new Tremac transmission. To start fitting our tunnel transplant into the Valiant, we're going to trim away some of our bits and pieces, like the front and rear seat brackets, as well as the front flange off the front of the tunnel. This has 3 separate layers of sheet metal, which are spot welded to the tunnel itself. Once that's done, we're going to have to make a template so that we can transfer this tunnel into the floor of the Valiant. The template's going to follow the shape of the tunnel along the top. Since the top tapers out towards the bottom, we'll have to make it roughly ½ inch wider on each side. Now that my tunnel template has been placed and traced in the proper position, we're going to go ahead and peel away some of that old floor to get that new tunnel in place. Check out that fitment. Now it's time to throw the engine and transmission in place and make some final adjustments. Once that's done, we'll throw some sparks and make some metal pieces for the front bell housing and rear tailstock. And just like that, the engine and transmission are in, and the shifter is sitting exactly where we need it. Now it's time to go ahead, weld it in from the top, pull the engine and tranny back out, and grind down the excess metal from the underside. With the engine and tranny sitting exactly where I want it, now's the perfect time to make some transmission mounts. So I used the U.S. Car Tool universal transmission mounts and modified them to fit in the Valiant. Now I'm going to put the car back up on the rotisserie and make some braces. With the car mounted up on the rotisserie and up on its side, this is the perfect time to add some reinforcements to the transmission mounts. Since the transmission mounts don't line up perfectly with the factory cross member, I want to add some reinforcements. The factory torsion bar mount will make a great shoulder for our brace to lean on and give our tranny mount some more rigidity. I've mapped out my brace with some construction paper, transferred it onto some 1/4 inch thick flat bar, and now it's time to weld it in place. perfect time to grind down the excess sheet metal on the underside of our tunnel. The key here is to grind down our excess sheet metal to a point where it just meets the floor, giving us a nice smooth transition between the tunnel and the floor, being careful not to go too deep because we don't want to make our sheet metal paper thin. Now that the bell housing section has taken shape, I can clamp it in place, trim away the excess overlap, and butt weld it in place for a nice seamless finish. With just a little bit of heat, a body hammer, and a lot of patience, the bell housing section now perfectly meets the firewall. Now it's time to cut away the excess metal and butt weld it in place for a nice smooth transition. With just a little more time spent with a body hammer and dolly, our tunnel is just about wrapped up. As always, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please don't hesitate to put them down in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one.